Grace and peace, family, and welcome to the Empowered Living Podcast with Evangelist Robin Sherrod. As always, we are excited that you have decided to join our listening audience on today. And hey, we're going to go right into our topic. Better yet, it's a question for all of us. And the question simply is, why not? Why not you and why not now? Let that just sink in for just a moment. Hey, the question is, why not? Why not you and why not now? And I want to look at it from three perspectives, talking about validation, volume, and velocity. And as we get ready to get into this aspect of our podcast on today, I want to share with you that you can catch the podcast on all of our podcasting streaming services, from Apple, to Spotify, and it is under Robin Sherrod. You can go to Robin Sherrod Empowered Living, and you'll be able to find it layered there for you. But getting back to our podcast topic on today is why not? Looking at it from validation, volume, and velocity. You know, since we have embarked into this new decade, living in a season of disruption, we have been living in a season of uncertainty, and it has not come welcomed by us. It has been forced upon us, but we have made the pivot. We have made the adjustment. We have made the readjustments. We have recalibrated. We have repositioned our mindset, our concept of how we live on a day-to-day basis. We have had some losses. We have had some wins, but in the end, guess what? God has allowed us to still be here. And if he has allowed us to still be here, we have a responsibility to fulfill the call that he has on our life while we are yet here. We have a responsibility to do the work that he has ordained for us while we are still here. We have a responsibility and we have accountability to him for the gifts and the callings and the talents that he has placed within us. So the question again comes back to, why not you and why not now? I want to just put into your hearing some hindrances that may have come your way. I know they have come mine in terms of why not now and why not you. First is validation. Oftentimes we look for people, places, or things to validate us, to tell us it's okay to move, to tell us it's okay to evolve, to tell us it's okay to change. But we also know that being a believer in Christ, our validation comes from him. Our validation comes from the Lord because he has given us gifts and talents. The Bible speaks of that when Jesus went to heaven, that he gave gifts unto man. You and I have certain gifts that God has given unto us, and he has given them to us in the kingdom for such a time as this. You must operate in what God has called you to do in the sphere of influence of which he has given you. I am not in California, but if God has placed you in California, you have a mandate there for the sphere of influence in California. You may be in Iowa. You may be in Hawaii. You may be in Georgia. You may be in India. You may be in Liberia. You may be in China. You may be in Africa. You may be in Wisconsin. You may be in South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, Texas, wherever, Georgia, Florida, wherever you are, there is a sphere of influence that God has placed in your life, and you have a responsibility to operate. Come on, you have a responsibility to people that God has placed into your life. So when it comes down to validation, when we say why not you and why not now, we can't look for validation again from others. We have to look for it from the Lord. Secondly is volume. What do we mean by volume? I want you to think about when you look at a device, right? You look at a device and you see there's a volume knob, right? Or there's a volume where you can turn something up. You can tap it and the volume goes up, or you can tap it and the volume goes down. But then there's also a mute button. right? So think about a television show that you're watching or something that you can see visually. When you mute something, right, you still see the lips moving, you still see the action playing around you, but you cannot hear what is being said. Now, you could try to make it out by looking at the lips of the individuals or the actions that's being performed, and you can surmise something, but you're not able to understand the fullness of it until you take it off of mute. So for you and I, it's important for us to take ourselves off of mute. It's important for us to let our voices heard. Now, what does that mean? Does that mean that we just go out here nilly-willy and running our mouths and doing all kind of things that just unseemly things that don't bring glory to God? No, I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is that the trumpet that God has placed inside of you, whatever that trumpet may be, it's important for you to turn up the volume on that and take yourself off of mute. It's important for you to say yes when you need to say yes, and it's important for you to say no when you need to say no. It's important for you to say, I'm going to pause. I'm going to put myself on an operational pause. I'm going to put myself on a pause at this moment. I'll get back with you. It's okay to say not now. You're not saying never. You're not saying it's not going to be. You're just saying not now. Why? Because you understand the voice that is speaking to you and you're being led by the Spirit of the Lord. So take yourself off of mute. Sometimes we sit in situations in which we got the answer. God has given us the answer. We're watching everything happen around us. We're watching the movement of things going on. We're watching the lips of people moving around us, but yet we don't say anything and we hold the key. God said, take yourself off of mute. And then I want to speak about the why not you, why not now, talking about velocity. What is velocity? Velocity is the rate at which a position changes, okay? It is the rate at which the position changes. So I want you to imagine a person that's moving rapidly, right? One step forward, but yet one step back, always returning to the original starting position. While this may result in a frenzy of activity, it results in zero velocity. Because what is velocity again? Velocity is the rate in which a position changes, which is very different than speed. Okay, because speed refers to how fast an object is moving, but velocity is the rate at which the position changes. We are moving. Things are moving and we are moving with speed. There are people that are moving with speed, which means they are moving fast through processes. You're moving fast through life and through the places that God has put you in and situations. You're just moving. But are you evolving as you move? That's what velocity is. Velocity is the ability to evolve. It's not just going through the motions. It's not just moving through things fast, but it's also evolving through those movements. And so that's what the Lord is speaking to us today, is that he wants to give us the velocity, which is being able to evolve in that change. So going back to a person, right, just moving rapidly, although they're moving, right, and it results in a frenzy of activity, it results in zero velocity because nothing is changing. The person is always returning to the original position. Okay, and that motion, that movement of just speed will never result in any lasting change. That's why sometimes you can look and say, you know what, it seems like I've been doing stuff. I've been doing so much, but I don't have anything to show for it. Have you ever said that? You know, it looks like that I've been doing a lot, but I don't have anything to show for it. Why? Because you're moving through speed and you're not moving with velocity. And God is saying, now I want you to move with velocity. It's talking about taking you to the next level. I heard in the new year, people were speaking about level up. Well, you can only level up if you understand what's in you. I can level up but I can't stay there in the leveling up if I have not done the work on the inside, if I have not evolved as a person, if I have not evolved in my thinking, if I have not evolved in the way that I process things, if I have not evolved in my emotions and my attitudes, then I will still be moving at a rate of speed, but I have not enlarged my velocity, which is I have not made the necessary changes that I need to make. So when we look at why not you and why not now, we've got to stop looking for external validation. We have to take ourselves off of mute, and we have to evolve as part of the process of change. And so that's why we are on this 28 days of the new in you for 2022. And you still have the ability to come alongside with us. You know, I think about our social media platforms and how people try to DM you, right? They try to slide in your DMs. Well, guess what? I want you to slide in on this fast, and you can do that as well. Go to the social media platforms. You're going to see the content that's going to be layered there. If you like for me to send it to you via email, I can do that as well too. Just email me at empoweredliving4@gmail.com, and I can get that information to you. But look, God is doing a new thing in each and every one of us. It's about the new in you in 2022. Know that God is saying, why not you and why not now? You don't have to wait for validation from someone else. You don't have to wait for the volume to be turned up on yourself. Just go ahead and take yourself off of mute, and also have the velocity, have the ability, have the fortitude, and to be able to enlarge your position, to be able to change in position. It's not about speed, but it's about velocity. Hey, you guys be blessed. It's been a pleasure as always to bring the word of the Lord to you through this podcast. Hey, you guys have a great day. Have a greater tomorrow and blessed days ahead. Continue to stay in the race and continue to do the work in you for 2022. God bless you. We love you.